Anu madlikin, anu madlikin, hanerot halalu, anu madlikin.
Hey, Shalom Aleichem, everybody. This is Rabbi Neal Rose. I'm one of the chaplains at Jewish Family Services, and I would like to introduce you to my little boy.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Cardi Rose of Binyomin, and I'm here with my alte father.
Right. And our task here is to wish you a happy Hanukkah. However, we want to share with you some of the delights of being a family, getting ready to make food. Now, there's an old debate among rabbis, and that debate is what's better, the hamantash or the latke? And so that's an old debate. However, the truth of the matter is they're both good and help you put on weight. Now, all of you out there, I'm sure, when you were at home, you probably made the latkes from scratch, right? And none of these fancy machines. But the truth is, I skipped that step by buying this package of latke mix, right? And then we added some water and a little oil, and we started the process. Now, here we go. We have latkes, right? So we want to wish you Hanukkah full of latkes and all sorts of wonderful things this coming Hanukkah. And I want to remind you, by the way, that this year Hanukkah comes the same weekend as Thanksgiving. So in addition to making latkes, you want to make sure you have a Hanukkah turkey. Would you care to say something to the good people out there?
Chag Sameach, everybody. Enjoy your latkes, enjoy your turkey, and enjoy your family.
Oh.
Hello, my friends. My favorite book of the Bible is the book of Ecclesiastes. And in chapter 3 of the book of Ecclesiastes, it reminds us that for everything there's a season and a time for every experience under heaven. And of course, this is a season of celebration, a season of Hanukkah, a time of rededication. And I go by the words of Ecclesiastes and am reminded of the season of Hanukkah that we are in a season of celebration. And I'd like to celebrate every stage of my life, every season of my life. So I hope you feel the same way. I hope you have a wonderful, festive, and very happy Hanukkah in the season of the year and in the season of our lives. Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, light of the menorah. Let's have a party, all dance a roar. Gather around the table, dinner and treat. Singing country way, we can laugh as we eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. Time for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Time for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Yom Tov Hashina, let's go for the Holy Shana Hazina. Alle Namen Regeln willen hier, die Regelakos essen mir. Geschwinder, die Kinder, Halleluja, zoek daar niet in de wak, voor de niet in de kom, zich naast in de meer. Zoek daar niet in de wak, voor de niet in de kom, zich naast in de meer.
On behalf of Torah Prep Boys School, we want to wish you a happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah!
I'm Rabbi Noah Arnow, a rabbi of Kol Rinah. I love Hanukkah. I love the foods of Hanukkah, latkes, which my mother taught me to make, and I make very well, sufganiyot, donuts. I love the Hanukkah candles, the light. And I love the message, really the story of Hanukkah, that people, when we work together and try really hard for the things that are the most important, that even when the odds might seem against us, that we have a chance, that we have hope. I hope all of us will have a Hanukkah full of light this year. Happy Hanukkah.
I thought I'd help you out with a major problem in Hanukkah, and that is, how do we spell the word Hanukkah in English? O Hanukkah, how do I spell thee? Let me count the ways. Do I spell thee with an H? Shall I double up your K's? O Hanukkah, is your first letter to mimic a hawking sound? Are you lowercase or uppercase? The question is profound. O Hanukkah, would an H with a dot below inform one and all that Hanukkah is a Hebrew word? It's not an easy call. O Hanukkah, linguists and rabbis, their wisdom tells us much, but for bulletins and announcements, they seem so out of touch. O Hanukkah, a solution to your spelling stands right before our eyes. A click of the mouse on spell checker will make the simple wise. O Hanukkah, the hard drive purrs, the cursor's like a dancer, options like handkerchief or handlebar. Is that your final answer? O Hanukkah, why stress out? This confusion is very seasonable. Truly a once-a-year thing, until it's time for Pesach, Hebrew harbinger of spring. Happy, healthy Hanukkah to everybody.
Hi, Chaplain Binyomin here from Jewish Family Services. Hanukkah is upon us. The Syrian Greeks came into the temple in Jerusalem. They desecrated, they destroyed it, they dismantled everything. Finally, the Maccabees defeated the Syrian Greeks, came back to the temple to find a horrible, horrible mess. Just kind of like the mess in my teenager's room, but a little bit different. Anyway, they come into the temple, it's destroyed. They want to light the menorah. They can't find any flask of oil. Finally, they do find one amongst the destroyed mess. It's got the seal of the high priest on it, which means it's still pure oil. They break the seal, they pour it into the candelabra, the menorah, and realize, you know what? We only have 1 day's worth of oil. What are we supposed to do? The next day, that same oil, still lit. 3, 4, but 8 days later, 1 flask of oil with only 1 day's worth of oil lasted 8. Our miracle of Hanukkah, the festival of light, celebrates a miracle where 1 oil turned into 8 nights of Hanukkah. As we, the Jewish people, rededicated the temple back then, we rededicate ourselves in our service in Hanukkah to our faith. I'd like to invite you to reflect on a Hanukkah memory, a time when you lit Hanukkah candles, sang Hanukkah songs, ate latkes or sifganiyot, or just spent time over the holiday with dear family members and friends.
Hanerot, hanerot, hanerot halalu, anu madlikin, anu madlikin, hanerot halalu, anu madlikin.
Happy Hanukkah. I am Elizabeth Hersh, the Senior Rabbi at Temple Emanuel. On behalf of myself and our staff, we'd like to wish you and those you love a joyous and beautiful Hanukkah. My favorite memory is sitting on the floor with my young son playing dreidel for hours at a time, playing with pennies and chocolates, and just enjoying the simplicity of our holiday. May the lights of the Hanukkah shine brightly within your lives, and may they bring warmth to you and those you love. Happy Hanukkah.
Chag Sameach. I'm Rabbi Janine Schloss, and I'm one of the chaplains with Jewish Family Services. I would guess that many of us have wonderful memories of playing dreidel when we were children, or of teaching dreidel to our children and grandchildren. Well, here's a video of some of the youngest members of our community from the Early Childhood Center at the J. Here, the children are teaching us how to play this favorite Hanukkah game.
How do you play dreidel? Use your words and tell me.
You spin it and put it in there.
You spin it and you put it there? Uh-huh. Jordan, how do you play dreidel?
You spin it and you put it in there.
How do you play
Spin it
dreidel?
and you put it there.
And you put it there? How about you? How do you play dreidel?
But you need to put one end and spin it.
Oh, and then what happens?
And then, when it gets thick, you win.
And then you win.
I got blue.
Ooh, a gimel means?
I got blue.
A gimel means you get the pot.
I got red. No, I got this one. I got red.
I'm sitting here with my favorite rabbi, Susan Talley,
And my favorite rabbi.
on the grounds of our palatial estate.
Welcome to our home.
I'm going to sing a song from my grandmother's when we were making.
My grandmother.
Oh, your grandmother.
From my grandmother.
Hanukkah linda está aquí. Ocho candelas para mí.
Maybe I'll make my grandmother's Bimuelos this year.
Hanukkah linda está aquí.
There are people who say that the Bimuelos
Ocho candelas para
are like the
mí.
manna spoken about in the Torah.
Oh, candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, siete candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí. Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Shalom. This is Rabbi Seth D. Gordon from Traditional Congregation, and I've been asked to greet you for Hanukkah, and I wish you a happy Hanukkah, and to share a story. So my most memorable personal story was back a few years ago in a previous congregation in Long Island. Our youngest child, my daughter, had built a Lego set for Hanukkah, a Chanukiah, and we lit the candles and we went to a public lighting. And when we came back, the Lego was on fire. It turns out it's flammable. And oh my goodness, we were able to douse it, but we had just renovated the bathroom downstairs and it could have been a disaster. I wish you a much better Hanukkah than that, as the many have been afterward. Spin that dreidel.
Shalom, this is Rabbi Jeff Stiffman, Emeritus of Congregation Shaare Emeth, wishing you a very happy and joyous Hanukkah holiday. As we get older, and my grandchildren tell me I'm very old, we remember the times when we were teaching the young ones these stories, the stories of bravery, of freedom, and of hope. And now, as we're older, we no longer often have this opportunity. But we still can share the message of Hanukkah with family members, if we have them, with staff, with new friends we have made in the facility. The story is a powerful one. It speaks of freedom of faith, freedom of action, and freedom of belief. May this holiday season be for you and for all of your dear ones and friends a meaningful and beautiful time. Chag Hanukkah Sameach, Happy Hanukkah.
V'yimalel kurot Yisrael otan mi yimneh Hein bechol dor yakum hagibor goel ha'am
V'yimalel kurot Yisrael otan mi Ein bechol yakum hagibor goel ha'am
Shema vayamim hahem bazman hazeh Nakavi Moshiach ufodeh Uv'yameinu kol am Yisrael Yitachet yakum lehigaleh In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid.
Hanerot, Hanerot, Hanerot halalu. Hanerot, Hanerot, Hanerot halalu. Anu madlikin, Anu madlikin. Hanerot halalu, Anu madlikin.